Today we have moved into outsourcing, we have moved into risk management, into forensic, into market studies. So even traditional service providers like firm of accountants are becoming a lot more exciting place to work now. Years ago people used to say accountants were a boring lot, but it's getting a lot more exciting these days and much more challenging. The banking sector, the insurance sector, are all evolving into major players. Today we have banks in Mauritius operating at world-class standards. More and more we are moving into value addition in the financial services sector. So the scope is getting a lot brighter and a lot better. But for you to succeed in financial services, one is, it doesn't matter how much money people like Cherry will invest in creating advertising. Financial services, people buy from people. So if you're going to succeed, you've got to have the right set of skills. And the first three skills that you need, number one is attitude, number two is attitude, number three is attitude. If you don't have the right attitude, you will find the going very difficult in the financial services sector. You will experience a lot of challenges, but at the end of the day, it's a people's business, and you need to be very, very people-friendly. So you need to have that international outlook while focusing on the domestic market. And this needs to come across when you go to interviews, that you have that international outlook. You need to keep reading what's happening globally in the business sector. You need to, today you have information overload. Keep reading what's going on in the business sector, what's happening worldwide, what's happening next to Africa.
There was a tendency before to have very specialized agencies, one doing the brand, one doing the packaging, another doing the advertising, someone else dealing with the website. Today everything is changing and agencies are getting integrated. What does that mean for you graduating? It means that you have to be wide open to the world, to the people, to the different channels of communication. You can't be just focused. And the agencies are really changing the way we are hiring people. We are looking for people who understand that the world has changed, and people who understand that a brand doesn't live only in specific places, but lives in our lives, actually. And our lives and our homes, it's not only a newspaper, it's also the web, it's an iPad, it's everywhere, and it's most importantly the way we interact between ourselves, the way we talk about those brands. A graphic designer can't just now work on a brand identity or a logo. He has to work on a website. An art director who used to do concepts for a TV ad has to think about interactive ideas that will live on the web. So it's really about getting our eyes wide open. But the main thing and the main reason why of this job didn't change, it's all about getting great ideas. The only thing changing are the tools. But the most important thing is getting ideas and getting relevant ideas that speak to the heart of the people.
It's a genuine aspiration that you want to have a job and a job well paid. But I think also there's a mentality that puts us, maybe we are all, that the values are different today. You know the incident that I had, that somebody refused to push me in the wheelchair, saying that it's not my job. Everybody was shocked. But to some extent, I was shocked and I cried. And then I came back and I said, it's the past. But it's maybe the mentality today is become so difficult. It's more for you people looking for a job, and for us maybe employers to give you a job. He's doing his HEC, he's doing his university, he can't do the washing, il ne veut pas mettre la poubelle dehors parce qu'il va salir les mains. But have you ever realized how much your mom and dad has gone through to give you the possibility to go to uni. Try to be grateful for every single day, for every word you can read, for every listening you can be listening to whatever music. And would be appreciative, the importance and the value of helping in the family. Because one thing also is what we look, and I say if you are looking for a job and see what the employers is looking for you for. They look for a person who can appreciate the help of others, who knows the hardship of others to do things, and who do not put money as his goal in life.
Being smart and technically competent is mandatory. But is it enough? What happens next? Being technically competent is far from being enough. Once on the job, your progress will depend on other factors far less tangible than technical excellence. Academic excellence is great, but it is not a predictor of future professional success. First, be curious. Second, listen and be open. And third, help.
Actually, the old way of getting a job is different now, where if you have a good cover letter, if you have a CV, and if you have a degree, then that's a guaranteed job. Actually, it's a little bit different because now there is more focus on soft skills. There is more focus on turning problems into opportunities, and this is what is from our side what we focus on when we hire staff. While others are talking about unemployment and stuff, we really have war for talent. We fight for talent because we really would like to have the best out of the graduating class, out of the people who are in the job market. And Danielle mentioned that there are important softer aspects that we look in candidates, like whether it is gratitude or attitude. Like this is very important. Then my second advice: your degree is like a boat. So if you graduated or you're about to graduate, you earned a boat. That boat will not take you anywhere unless you paddle hard. So there is a lot of effort that needs to be put into place. As you start your career, and even in personal life, you will face many problems. So no doubt, don't think that you will be sheltered by your mom and dad. For some who were sheltered, or they are cleaning or washing for them because they want them to do better, as Danielle mentioned earlier. So the world is not easy. That's for sure, and you will face problems. It is only how you react to the problems. So it's only how you deal with these problems what's important. And what I call it, and I mentioned that to my team in a presentation before, it's like riding a wave. Every problem is coming at you like a wave. So you either ride it, which you get the best out of the problem, you learn the best out of it, you use it to your advantage, you create the opportunity out of it, or you let it hit you.
I'm Harry from the 6 at OCC. Like we have been told that we should be accepting or applying for any job. But sometimes I may say that we are lucky or unlucky. For example, I study the science, but I may have been employed in the accounting sector due to a lack of job. But meanwhile, I do apply in the medical field or any other field. However, as I am bound to a contract, I cannot shift the sector.
But the best chartered accountants today are those whose first degree is science. People are studying engineering, are studying physics, and then they go into accounting profession. Whereas in Mauritius, you go to all the schools when they do career guidance, they say, oh, you have to study accounting from Form 3, or you do science. But nobody tells you that you can switch. And that switch is a very, very important one. Because today, for example, in the accounting profession, there is a lot more logical thinking that is required.
So even if your contract expires in 6 or 9 months or 1 year, it shouldn't stop you from applying to other jobs if this is what you really want. So then this is where you can try to keep that for a later option rather than an immediate option.
So we've been hearing about attitude, communication skills and discipline from employees. One point which seemed to be lacking was the position of the employer. If the employer doesn't have the right attitude with no discipline, how will the employee be able to cope and give his best?
But both companies should be dead, or they will be dead in the next 2 years. So you can't treat people like. So if you employ people to just frotter la nez dans le ça, I'm not sure you'll succeed. And so we've heard, all of us, we struggle at finding the right employees, struggle at developing their talent, and if you're not happy in a group, you have to go.
Don't forget that it's, at the end of the day, if the employer wants you, you have also a relationship equal relationship and equal discussion to have with him. I would not advise to put yourself like under or up. Just talk on an equal basis, ask your questions, make sure that the company's culture is aligned with yours,